All right, guys. Yeah, thanks, Robert. Oh, I'm glad we didn't miss it. Robert actually woke me up. Sorry, guys. I thought that the timer was going here a second ago, too. And since I scheduled the stream, I had to update it on YouTube and OBS, and I thought I was streaming for the last 10 minutes. But how's everybody doing? Robert, Kerrigan, Billy, Hughes, Mac209 up in this. 7 watching. How are you doing, gentlemen? Kayla Harrison fighting tonight. Fabricio Werdum fighting tonight. And as Mac and Robert just mentioned, Kamaru Usman's bigger brother, might be younger, I think, but he is a heavyweight. And he is a beast. He is fighting tonight. Welcome to maybe one of the greatest fight weekends. I know I've said that several times, but guys, this is historic for a lot of reasons. So we got the PFL fight tonight. We have defending champion Kayla Harrison fighting. We have Fabricio Werdum fighting. We have, we have Anthony Rumble frickin' Johnson fighting tomorrow night. We have Michael Venom Page fighting tomorrow night on Bellator. We have the championship between Juan Archuleta and Sergio Pettis tomorrow. We have a, not great because of some of the fights that came out, but a good UFC card. All right, 4 fights here to come, guys. Here we go. Larissa Pacheco versus Julius Pahik, I believe is how you pronounce that. I have no fucking clue. Sorry, guys. Muhammad Usman versus Brandon Sales. Kayla Harrison, the biggest favorite tonight against Mariana Moraes. And then the big boys, Fabricio Werdum and Henan Fahea. Man, this should be a good one, man. What's up, guys? Clavin in the house. What's going on, man? All right, 6 of you guys up in this. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be coming in here soon now that they see that the stream has started. And I'm sorry, I was actually like 1 or 2 minutes late. So I thought I was streaming for 10 minutes. Yes, cheers, Clavid. I said I wasn't impressed. You too, Robert. Yeah, Robert woke me up. Like I said, I thought this was starting earlier. But I'm happy to be here now on this great fight weekend. We got a huge Bellator card tomorrow. We have a good UFC card. And here's one of the best parts about this, though. And something I've been complaining about, you guys have been complaining about, is that the UFC and boxing are competing with each other. They're in the same time frame. Guess what? Finally, tomorrow, the UFC main card starts at 5 p.m., the UFC will be long over by the time Canelo Alvarez and Billy Joe Saunders walk their way to the cage. So we get a 4-peat this weekend, guys. PFL today, Bellator tomorrow, UFC and boxing on Saturday. I used to be a mod at Peter Kane's channel. I don't know who Peter Kane is, Clavid, but all right, like we said, just 4 fights left, coming off a quick 6 earlier. There were 2 heavyweight fighters that were not able to compete tonight, so they received -1 points for not making weight or not being able to compete for an inexcusable reason. Before in the past, they received 0 points. The new rule is if they're not able to continue, or if they're not able to compete, they actually lose 1 point. So it's going to be very hard for them to make the playoffs, even with a first round finish, because they're going to have to compete with that 40 46-second knockout from Bruno. Yes, last fight Bruno won with the fastest heavyweight KO in PFL history at 46 seconds. I was just turning the TV on, Robert, and just caught it. So I was delighted to see that. This is going to be a long but great weekend. Hey, Mike, I honestly haven't followed boxing since the early 2000s. How good is Billy Joe? Billy Joe Saunders, he is good. He is a underdog, of course, against Canelo Alvarez. But a lot of people, including people on this channel, or in this community, really think that Billy Joe Saunders has a chance at upsetting Canelo Alvarez on Saturday. It was just about a year ago when we were watching boxing on DAZN. I guess it's been a little more than a year now, because it's before the whole, you know what we're going through. Maybe it was almost 2 years ago that Andy Ruiz upset Anthony Joshua. And I don't know what the feeling is going to be like on that night, but for those that were watching, I think I told you guys. I had no idea who Andy Ruiz was coming into this, but there was a weird feeling in the air. There was just this feeling that anything could happen, and anything did, and that was a wild fight. Anybody who hasn't seen Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua, I mean, even though Anthony Joshua outboxed him in the second one, I mean, I think there was 4 or 5 knockdowns between each fighter in that fight. Just an absolute incredible brawl before Andy Ruiz knocked Anthony Joshua out. This weekend will be nice. I'm not one of those people. Canelo will dominate. Billy Joe is a phenomenal boxer. I think he pulls off an upset. So there you go, Robert Kerrigan. Maybe you were the one I was thinking of. I think there was somebody else in the... I think maybe somebody else in the chat that was thinking Billy Joe Saunders too. So even though it might be a bit of a lopsided chat, we'll have to put up a poll for that fight. That's going to be big, though. The UFC card, despite who's off of it, I mean, guys, there's still meat left on the bone. Despite Diego Sanchez and Donald Cerrone not fighting each other, Donald Cerrone's still on that card. Now, I believe that was the week we were supposed to get... God, there was another fight that fell through on that card, I'm pretty sure. And I can't think of what it was now. I know it wasn't Nate and Leon, because that was supposed to be at UFC 262. And most of us probably know that that is off now. But Saturday's UFC card, Big Ben Rothwell versus Felipe Lins. Felipe Lins was a champion in this PFL. Sanhagen versus Dillashaw. Thank you, Mac209. I don't know how in the world I could forget that. But on the prelims tomorrow, or Saturday, the prelims, guys, Ben Rothwell versus Felipe Lins. And then on the main card, you have Amanda Hebus versus Angela Hill. That'll be a banger. Diego Ferreira versus Gregor Gillespie. How was not the main event out of the gate? That's an incredible fight. Maurice Green and Marcos Rogerio de Lima, heavyweight. A welterweight banger. This could be another main event on just about any card. Neil Magny taking on Jeff Neal. That's an incredible fight. Donald Cerrone was supposed to fight Diego Sanchez. Of course, there were difficulties, and Diego Sanchez no longer with the UFC. He is now fighting Alex Morono, who, I mean, he's a respectable opponent in his own right. And then the main event, Michelle Watterson versus Marina Rodriguez. Guys, I know a lot of people have said, hey, you know, there's 3, maybe even 4 other fights that could have been the main event besides this one. And I agree with you. Yeah, they could have been. But a lot of fighters were not willing to fight 5 rounds on such a short notice. And I don't blame them. It's a huge difference. There's such a better way to spell it. I love it. I'm spelling it that way from now on. Sandhagen versus Dillashaw. Yes, thank you. But no, that's a good one. And while we're waiting for the final 4 fights... Oh, no, here we go. I thought we were waiting. They're talking about Renan Ferreira now. I think he is on his way down to the cage. I thought this was supposed to be the main event. Did they get this mixed up? All right. Well, they're talking about Renan Ferreira now. While they're doing that, guys, I'm going to bring up tomorrow's Bellator card because you guys don't want to miss any of the cards this week. I'm sorry if you had plans this weekend. I mean, you're just going to have to cancel them. You know, tell your wife, tell your mom, Nick Diaz versus Carlos Condit 2. That would be beautiful junk. Or did that get announced while I was sleeping? I wouldn't be surprised. That would be the fight. Bellator MMA has just released a statement. They have no interest in signing Diego Sanchez. For those that aren't following what's going on with the Diego Sanchez debacle, it's a very, very sad scene. And I've gotten myself in trouble a little bit talking about that on Facebook. I got the ire of season 2 runner-up Luke Kumo in our Facebook group. I think he was actually pretty pissed at me. I've talked to him through the week. I think he still might be pissed at me. But, you know, we had different opinions on a few things. Everything's good. He's probably going to be on the show to talk about it here soon, too. But he knows more of the inner workings of what they're dealing with on the UFC side. So I am going to give him a chance to come on and, you know, explain why he has such a different opinion than me, and I guess why he was pretty upset with me. Yeah, I just figured that out, Billy. They're just telling his story. Still the main event. Yeah. I should have figured that. But yeah, we're going to bring you up on display capture, guys. This is exciting. What's up, Ordinary Pete? So real quick, in between fights, guys, we got 4 fights coming up. 4 great fights, including, you know, Usman, Kimura's brother, fighting at heavyweight, then Kayla Harrison, Fabricio Werdum, all those guys still to come. But this is tomorrow's Bellator card. Lorenz Larkin, he's a beast over there at middleweight. Been, you know, one of their stand-up guys at middleweight for a while. He's taken on former champion Rafael Carvalho. For those that don't remember, he actually had to walk away from the sport because of a heart condition. I just found out that he was coming back. Oh, so this is just the start of the main card now. Okay, they did have it announced right. Just 4 fights on the main card, I guess. But that's a good one. Bryce Logan is on the prelims. There was a couple names on the prelims. Henry Corrales versus Johnny Campbell. That's a pretty good fight. Logan Storley. This guy's a good prospect at welterweight. But the main card, guys, and feel free to chime in here on who. Oh, Larissa Pacheco up next against Julia Pajic. Brazil versus Montenegro. Guys, tomorrow he returns. MVP. Michael Venom Page taking on Derek Anderson. That is a great contract weight feature bout. If you want my picks for this, I'm going to make you go back and watch the video I put up earlier, since it's currently bringing my YouTube ratings down because it was so poorly viewed. It was probably the time that I uploaded it at. I mean, I'm just going to say that instead of it being a horrible video. I thought it was as good as anything else I do. But Patricky Pitbull returning tomorrow against Peter Queeley. Anytime you get a Pitbull brother in there, brother, be ready. Anthony Johnson. Of course, Anthony Johnson was originally supposed to fight the Soldier of God, Yoel Romero. Yoel Romero did not pass his medicals. He will not be able to fight for at least 3 months. I'm still not sure what the details were of all that, but instead, Anthony Johnson taking on a last-minute replacement, Jose Augusto. Augusto was ready. Augusto fought his way to be an alternate in this tournament, so it's not a complete surprise to him. And with Anthony Johnson coming off of such a long layoff, that could still theoretically be a really interesting match in this opening round of the Grand Prix. Then the main event, of course, the younger Pettis brother, Sergio Pettis. So we got two brothers on this one, a Pitbull and a Pettis. Sergio Pettis challenging Juan Archuleta. And I'm going to put this out there. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. I don't think I'm wrong on this one, though. Sergio Pettis just about a 1.5 to 1 underdog. Juan Archuleta, in my opinion, should probably be a 3.5 to 1 favorite. Nothing against Sergio Pettis, but Juan Archuleta is a dominant fighter. He is very, very, very good. So I expect him to mop the floor with Sergio Pettis. But I could be wrong. If you think I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. If you think I'm right, tell me that too. But that's a good one. Jose Augusto is on a winning streak. Thank you, Billy Hughes. Yeah, not a lot of people, including myself, kind of knew what was going on with him. But I found out, that he fought his way on to become an alternate. And now he's got a chance. And a hungry fighter is a dangerous fighter, especially when you have that $1 million up there for the winner of that heavyweight Grand Prix. And $1 million, the Bellator light heavyweight championship in a light heavyweight division that might be as good as any in the sport right now, including the UFC. All right, Larissa Pacheco coming down right now. She rained on everybody's parade last year. It was supposed to be Kayla Harrison and Sarah Kaufman in the main event. She had other ideas. She took Kaufman out and became the runner-up last year. In, I guess it was 2019. There was no tournament for 2020 because of the Tony virus. Sergio Pettis, not as good. Good, Anthony, but he's good. All right, he is good. Yeah, Larissa Pacheco, 3 years older, 26 years old. Pahik, 6 feet tall. She's going to be 6 inches taller. Pahik will just have a 1-inch reach advantage, despite being 6 inches taller, but she does have a 7-inch leg reach advantage. And I've noticed that that's something that the UFC doesn't generally post in their fighter matchup, is the leg reach. And especially with leg kicks becoming so dominant in the sport right now, I do find it interesting. All right, guys, fighting out of Montenegro, an undefeated fighter with 3 wins and 0 losses. All 3 of those wins by finish, 2 by submission, 1 by knockout. She is a plus 350. Underdog Yule Pahek. And the favorite in the red corner, representing the country of Brazil. She is 13-4 as a professional with 8 submissions and 4 knockouts. She is a minus 500 favorite. She is 2019's women's runner-up to the $1 million prize, Larissa Pacheco. Referee for this one will be Gasper Oliver. What's up, Nuka-Cola? Have a feeling this will be a quick fight. I second your sentiment, sir. Larissa Pacheco is a damn beast, dude. Don't know much about Pacheco. She only has... Oh, huge left hand for Pacheco! And here comes the ground and pound and around. Pacheco goes. Wow. Where her brains splatter, nobody knows. Big right hands from Larissa Pacheco. Looking to do some early work here in the first round. Looking for that quick 6. Larissa Pacheco is a violent woman. She gives you that kind of feeling that if she wasn't... Oh, man, and she is just pounding on the face of Pacheco. Wow, huge right hands. This is going to be stopped at any moment. It's all over! Larissa Pacheco with the quick 6 and to the top of the leaderboard. And to go to number 1, what does it take to be number 1? Nelly asked that back in the early 2000s. What does it take to be number 1? Well, if you're Kayla Harrison tonight, to be number 1 on that playoff board, it's going to be to have a knockout faster than, or a finish faster than what Larissa Pacheco just did, because that is the tiebreaker. And there are only 4 playoff spots, guys. It's on and popping. Here comes Pacheco. Yep. She just wades in and goes deep. It's all over. Big statement there by Pacheco. Yes, it is. Before I could turn on the fight. Oh, sorry. Okay. This featherweight, oh, man. It's actually 155. 155, they created this 155-pound division for Kayla Harrison. And I thought that we were going to get Clarissa Shields at 155 this season. I see no Clarissa Shields scheduled. So does anybody know what happened there? Is she going to fight maybe on a few... exhibition fights, not exhibition, but non-tournament fights for the PFL this year, and then maybe come in and fight in the tournament next year? That would make more sense. Hey, what's going on, Torrin Brown? Good to see you in here, my friend. Look at that accuracy of Larissa Pacheco. 23 of 29 strikes landed. That's why this fight's over. When you get hit 23 out of 29 times in less than a minute, you're probably not fighting anymore. Your night's most likely over. Canelo Alvarez, by the way, says he is open now, finally, to a Gennady Golovkin Triple G trilogy bout. Should he get through Billy Joe Saunders this Saturday. She's fighting June 10th, not in the tournament though. Thank you, Billy. That's why I got you around, man, to fill in the things that I don't know, because Billy knows pretty much all of it. But yeah, that was damn quick, and we're probably going to get another long break here. And there is a lot of UFC news going on. A video out there from Diego Sanchez. I'm not sure I'm able to play it on here. It is on our Fights with Friends Facebook group. Billy posted it himself. It's just about a minute and a half. It's, Diego Sanchez railing against the UFC. And guys... thoughts and prayers, whatever. If you're if you are a religious person, please prayers for Diego Sanchez. If you're not, keep him in your thoughts. Just he's going through a very, very tough time right now. He feels disrespected by the UFC, and you look at a lot of things, and Diego Sanchez he has some points here. The UFC is not without blame in this, in my opinion. Now, they are saying directly, Diego Sanchez really could have a lawsuit on his hands, and he could win it easily, as far as I'm concerned, as well. So they're saying that they cut him because of his manager, because of things his manager was saying. Well, wait a second. That guy does not, that guy's not Diego Sanchez. I know he's his manager. I know he promotes him and represents him in certain ways. But your manager is not the one that gets in the cage and fights. That's not the person that's had a relationship with the UFC since 2001, since becoming the first ever UFC Ultimate Fighter at 22 years old. Diego the Nightmare Sanchez. Let's get an official time here for Larissa Pacheco, because Kayla Harrison's going to need that. She's going to need to write it down. 51 seconds. That earns her 6 points in the PFL. So Kayla Harrison has to finish her fight in less than 51 seconds to go to the top of that board. 4 women have fought, but it is only Pacheco that has gotten a finish. Gana Fabian, Caitlin Young, and Taylor Gerardo, all with wins, but no finish. So they only have 3 points. And 4 women is all that get into the playoffs. It's going to be fast and furious, this tournament this year. I hate the fact can't keep watching PFL on ESPN Plus app. Have to watch on ESPN Xfinity, so can't pause to sync up. Oh, yeah, I got the same issue, Robert, because I'm on Xfinity right now, too. But, I can't pause, but apparently I'm always 45 seconds behind when I'm streaming. So it's got to be when I'm streaming. I checked it out. Was I further ahead when I wasn't streaming? And I was. So I'd been curious about it, finally checked it out, and yeah. I was. What's up? PBR Streaking in the house. Streaking, I think asking for medical records was a red flag that Sanchez Fabia would try and sue UFC. That's why they wanted Diego to write a statement stating that he was okay to fight. And there is Clarissa Shields. There is Miss Boxing. This lady right here. I do believe that it's going to do her good to get another year of training. But she's been training with Jackson Winklejohn. She was by far and away the best female boxer in boxing. In my opinion, the greatest female boxing in history. And nobody even close to her. Clarissa Shields, still young. She's in the PFL now. She'll be fighting on June 10th, as Billy said. She'll make a professional MMA debut. Next year, she'll be in the tournament. She has the ability to turn this tournament and the entire women's MMA world upside down. She is very, very good. No, I think Sanchez and Fabi are most likely going to have an open and shut case. And there you see it. 3-division boxing world champion for Clarissa Shields. And there's nobody even to fight. Nobody even to fight for her. People are trying to get Layla Ali out of retirement to fight her. And Layla's like, I don't want to fight her. I don't want to get, shredded up. She retired undefeated. But while Carissa Shields is watching, you guys can watch that in one corner. While she's on there, her interview's done. Before this next fight starts, though, guys, since this is such a big weekend, I want to make sure that everybody's updated with everything that's going on. If you were in here just a minute ago, I went through the entire Bellator card for tomorrow. Anthony Rebel Johnson fighting in the light heavyweight tournament. Michael Venom Page returning. Some big fights tomorrow. And Sergio Pettis fighting Juan Archuleta for the Bantamweight Championship. I forget about that whole World Championship fight. But we're going to, right now, check out Saturday's UFC card. Guys, I'm going to bring that up for us all to look at. And let's check that out. Christian Aguilera versus Carlston Harris. This was a great card that turned into a good card. Still a good card. It was supposed to have Diego Sanchez versus Donald Cerrone with a main event of TJ Dillashaw and Corey Sandhagen. Of course, TJ Dillashaw got an injury, got his head busted up. That fight gets pushed back. Fortunately, they tell us at least we're still getting that fight. I would be upset if we were not. But even on the prelim, there's a couple of nuggets. Ryan Benoit versus Azarias Adeshev. Philip Haas versus Kyle Dawkins. And then heavyweights. I'm surprised this is on the prelims because Felipe Lenz was actually the PFL heavyweight champion. He won the whole damn tournament. Taking on Big Ben Rothwell. I expect that to be just a crazy fight. What's up, Seven? Let's go. Let's get it on. Right? And then the main card. Feel free to comment on any of these bouts for tomorrow, guys. This main card is still really good, though. A lot of people are sleeping on this card because we lost two great fights. But this is a fight we gained. I don't believe this fight was on here before. Amanda Hebus and Angela Hill. That's going to be a banger. Oh, Hebus is so dangerous. Hill is so fun to watch. Diego Ferreira versus Gregor Gillespie could easily be the main event on a fight night. And no one would complain. Because I am so excited for this fight. This one and Neil Magny versus Jeff Neal. Those are the two fights I'm most excited for. Maurice Green taking on Marcos Rogerio de Lima at heavyweight. That's going to be a banger. The big boys get it on. Neil Magny, of course, returning against Jeff Neal. That's going to be a good one. Donald Cerrone gets a new opponent. No Diego, but Alex Morono, no walkover either. I don't know how much notice or if he was training for any fights before this. But of course, he's going to be a pretty late notice opponent. But Alex Morono fighting Donald Cerrone. We still get the Cowboy. He's still got a good opponent, guys. And then Marina Rodriguez. She's a violent woman against Michelle Waterson. And a lot of people asked about why this was the main fight. I'll tell you, the main card, I'll tell you why. These women were compensated for moving up to a 5-rounder. Michelle Waterson got an undisclosed financial compensation. And Marina Rodriguez, Dana White just came out yesterday and said Marina Rodriguez is getting a new contract for jumping in on late notice against Michelle Waterson in this 5-round main event. So, I mean, of course, she's got to be getting more money. Nobody's going to be happy about getting a new contract to get less money. And heavyweights are next. Kamaru Usman's brother, the heavyweight Usman, coming up next. I've been told he packs a punch. I have not seen him fight yet. He is taking on a heavyweight. I have seen Brandon Sales. I believe I've seen him right here in PFL. He's won 3 straight fights, all by second round stoppage. That being said, Usman is one of the bigger favorites tonight. Thank you, Billy. Yes, Cowboy Fight is at 170. Good for her. Yeah, absolutely. Torrin Brown 70. Thanks, guys. All right, guys, and here comes. There is Kamaru Usman, the UFC welterweight champion, sitting in the back, relaxed with his brother while his brother warms up. He says, hey, you get to sit in my corner a lot while I'm nervous and I got to fight. Now, I get to be the one sitting in the corner, and you got to go in there and fight. And you got to go in there and fight against a heavyweight. I don't have to tell you that anything can happen in the heavyweight division, and it usually does. Muhammad Usman. And these guys are coming down to the cage here very, very quickly. And while they are talking, we're going to get a little glimpse of what we have coming up. On Saturday, guys, I'm going to actually take us to DraftKings. And for Billy Joe Saunders versus Canelo Alvarez. Yes, I'm not surprised, mother-ers. And here he comes. 4 straight wins, 2 by first round knockout. The big brother of the UFC welterweight champ, Muhammad Usman. He is eclipsed by his brother's reputation right now, but in size, he eclipsed Kamaru at the dinner table. This is a big dude. He is a big dude. He didn't have to fight. He didn't have to eat in Nigeria for a whole long time. He got the steak and potatoes just fine. So ready for UFC 262. It's going to be a banger, Torrin. You did see Nate Diaz and Leon Edwards is off for that, though. I know what you're looking forward to. What fight the most? But, okay, I'm going to hurry up and go over to DraftKings before they start this out. 2 first-round finishes already tonight. Bruno Capolozzo and Denis Goltsov both have 6 points. Only 4 will make the playoffs, guys. So this is going to get really interesting really, really quick. Somebody needs a first-round finish to keep pace. All right, guys. Brandon Sales, 8 years older at 40 years old, 3 inches taller at 6'5". Both men weighed in right at 250. Usman will have a 3-inch arm reach advantage, despite being 3 inches shorter. Fahea will have the leg advantage, though. All right, guys, we'll have to come back to the boxing thing before the main event because they're in there. All right, with an MMA record of 5-1, 3 knockouts and 2 submissions. This gentleman is a plus 285 underdog representing the United States of America, Brandon Sales. Masvidal turning the TV off somewhere. He's going to have flashbacks. Usman Bro was born here in the U.S., Dallas, Texas, to be exact. All right, and out of the red corner, He is a minus 400 favorite. 7-1 as a professional with 3 knockouts and 2 submissions, representing the country of Nigeria. Muhammad Usman. The referee will be cigarettes and beer. Keith Peterson. And here we go. Boom. Beer and 6. Keith is the referee, says Billy. All right, here we go. Front kick to the body from Sales out of the gate. Sales has fought at a pretty high level, even though he's 40 years old. Nice inside leg kick there from Sales. 40 is not necessarily ancient at heavyweight. When you're close to 43, like me, it is. But 40, you're still right there. Every year is important at that point. Double jab there from Muhammad Usman. Don't go anywhere, guys. I want to talk to everybody. Wow, Texas linebacker Jake Ellinger found dead at 20 years old. This just coming in. Big left hook there from Sales. Big shots from Sales, and Usman might be hurt. We could have a big upset here. Front kick to the body there from Usman. Coming up next, Kayla Harrison and Mariana Moraes. Oh, big overhand right there from Usman. Yeah, Sales was on fire early. 43 is ancient for lightweight. Oh, it's definitely ancient for lightweight. Leave Jorge alone. People are trolling him. Wouldn't dare troll him to his face. Oh, they are swinging for the fences. Oh, big right hand. Big right hook right upstairs there for Usman. Oh, man, both guys landing big shots. They both connected on hooks there. Wow, this is a battle. This is not a skill fest. This is a slug fest. Nice little leg kick there from Sales. And Usman swinging wildly. You can, an inside leg kick from Sales there. And his style tonight looking wildly different than his brother, Kamaru's. Although, maybe Usman will become a knockout artist after that win over Masvidal. Maybe he'll scrap the wrestling and just start, just become a swing for the fences striker. I'm half joking, but a lot of wrestlers have done that later in their career. Big right hook from Sales, and Usman answers. And man, we have a banger. Wow, nice left hook there from Usman. Tito Ortiz's former girlfriend would be proud. These boys are banging. Nice front kick to the body there from Sales. Jab from Usman. Sam 302, what's going on? Hey, I'm doing good, man. Thank you. Big fight week. Thoughts on Floyd? Jake Paul, they got into it today. My thoughts are I don't care. All right, Usman shooting for the takedown. Good defense there from Usman and a right hand over the top. I've said from the beginning I will not do that fight. Oh, nice right hook there from Usman. If Billy wants to take the whole thing, he can do that one. I did Askren and Jake Paul because, I knew that could potentially be a more competitive fight. But Mayweather and Logan that's just a money grab. That's stupid. Good left hook there from Usman, and we'll see who has the better cardio going down the stretch. Heavyweights in general, of course, not really known for their cardio. Oh, big right hook there for Usman. And Sales eats it. I mean, he ate it like he eats those for breakfast. Nice body kick from Sales. Oh, big left hand there from Usman. And we got 500 pounds of beef. Getting it on in here right now. There's some sizzle to that steak. Oh, good left hand there from Sales. And I'm not quite sure how to score this first round, but I don't really imagine we're going to need the scorecards on this one. Nice left hook there from Usman. And a jab. I mean, he's swinging for the fences. Oh, nice left hand over the top from Usman. Counters against the low leg kick there from Sales. Nice right hook from Usman. And a front kick to the body from Sales. Usman did go. Oh, big right hand from Sales. And I am going to give Sales the nod on that one. I think he landed more shots and more power shots. But definitely a good close round. All right, 16 of you beautiful fight fans up in here. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, guys. Don't forget. If you're already subscribed, which most of you are, please hit that share button. Tell a friend, share it on your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, your Pinterest, your MySpace. I hear that's making a huge comeback right now. Don't sleep on MySpace. I'm putting my life savings into the old MySpace stock. No, I don't even know if they have a stock, but apparently they still have a site. And something I always enjoyed watching as a young man, women's beach volleyball. That'll be coming on this next weekend too. So I may pass on the tradition to young David. Thought some Floyd, may Jake Paul, they get into... Oh, yeah. I think it was Logan Paul, wasn't it? But, I mean, who cares? Floyd Mayweather could beat both Pauls at the same time. And everybody knows it. Inside leg kick, then the outside leg kick from Sales on a left hand to the body. Another left hand to the body. And like I said earlier, Muhammad Usman, he was a pretty big favorite, almost 3-1 favorite coming into tonight. And Brandon Sales is winning this fight, in my opinion. Not by a lot, but I do believe he's winning. Good jab there from Usman. You're going to need some finishes this year if you're going to make the playoffs, though. Only 4 guys making the play. Only 4 guys and 4 women, making the playoffs this year. Good jab there from Usman. Oh, big right hand there from Usman. Sales might be hurt. Another right left hook. And I mean, Brandon Sales, he's got a chin. I mean, that guy's chin is a rock. Good jab there from Usman. It's confirmed Tony Ferguson versus Bernal DeRoos is going to be a co-main. Could be a 5-rounder. Oh! A huge right hand from Sales and Usman is down. Usman is down. Sales landing big hammer fists here. Thanks for the spoiler, by the way, there, Billy. Sales going for a guillotine. And Sales is bleeding a lot on the corner of that left eye. I'm sure he'd like to finish this fight. He is really squeezing that guillotine. He might have a good angle. He needs to get that arm out of there, though, so I don't think he will. I'd throw some knees here if I were him. Don't listen to me, though. Or he could back up and throw a big body kick here. Oh, instead he throws a big right hook and takes Usman down to the ground. And Usman back up and a big right hand from Usman. This is heavyweight fighting, guys. Oh, huge right hand from Sales again. And Usman is down again. Usman is down. And Sales on top of Usman. Usman trying to grab the fence. The referee grabbing his hands. These are big ground and pound shots here from Sales. We are about to see a big upset possibly if Muhammad Usman can't turn this around in a hurry. Oh, uppercuts from underneath, reminiscent of Dan Henderson knocking out Fedor Emelianenko. And Sales going for the rear naked choke, and this might be the end for Muhammad Usman. You might be waiting a while to see Kamaru Usman lose, but if you really want it that bad, you just seen his brother lose. There's the Fab Five, Brandon Sales, moving up on the playoff board. A big upset here, guys. Congratulations to Brandon Sales. Not a lot of people gave him a big chance coming into this. But, I mean, I knew he was a veteran. I knew this guy'd been around. I knew, the quality of fighters that he had fought. Yep, the Fab Five. Unconscious. Usman is out night-night. Yeah, Usman was gassed. Use your cable and you won't be behind. That was a crazy fight, though. Let me see what, now that we're in between, I'll go, I'll try to use the cable and see. See, I don't have regular cable, though, Billy. I don't have cable I cooked in. I have the digital Xfinity app cable because I'm not paying like $1 million a month for my... Oh, I am anyways because I have so many damn streaming services. But, what's up, Josiah Perez? Good to see you, man. That was a crazy fight, Greg. That was freaking awesome. That was a freaking awesome fight. All right, I am going to put it on the Xfinity app, though, Billy, and we'll see. See if I get it there. See if it's any further ahead. I was using the ESPN app with my Xfinity stuff put in. All right, guys. Good stuff there. If you're just coming in, Brandon Sales upsetting the big brother, well, bigger brother anyways, of Kamaru Usman, Muhammad Usman here in the first round of the PFL tournament. Sales shows experience in the fight. Yeah, he did. Even though he had a similar amount of fights, Sales, he's been around for a while. He's been in and out, and yeah, the wily old veteran gets it done there tonight. Congratulations to Brandon Sales. And you see the Cage-nomics there. Total strikes almost double for Brandon Sales. Got the one takedown to Usman's 0. That might be the only time I've ever said that. Usman getting taken down and not getting any takedowns. Mara's older, but definitely smaller. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he is definitely smaller. And guys, this is a fight fans fight week. Like I said, PFL tonight, tomorrow. Big fights on Bellator. We already went over that. The UFC is a good card. Let's talk about boxing. And the reason we are talking about boxing is because the UFC on Saturday starts earlier. The main card starts at 5 p.m. So by the time Billy Joe Saunders and Canelo Alvarez make their way to the cage, the UFC will be over. So we don't have to worry about those two bumping into each other. And CBS Sports saying why Billy Joe Saunders could be the perfect kryptonite for Canelo Alvarez's unification hopes. Let's look over this article because there was a lot of people asking if Billy Joe Saunders had a shot at upsetting Canelo Alvarez, spoiling the party that is Cinco de Mayo weekend. Since Cinco de Mayo was yesterday on a Wednesday, we got Andrew Ruiz fighting last Saturday. We had Canelo Alvarez this Saturday. So we just got 2 for 1. Once again, Floyd puts hands on females, not someone to root for. Floyd has officially become my favorite person in the world. I know how he made me a little kid to trying to be grown cry. Yep, Kayla Harrison up next. But let's check this out. This is from CBS's Brian Campbell. He writes good articles, guys. He says, the British champion loves to play mind games while also having one of the toughest styles to fight against. In the opening moments of the WBO Super Middleweight Championship, Billy Joe Saunders' formal sit-down with the Zone this week, if it was any indication as to how Saturday's 168-pound title unification bout might play out, we might be in for something special. So these guys both have belts coming into this, by the way. They both have championships. This is world champion versus world champion. And Billy Joe Saunders, undefeated at 30-0. It's been anything but a normal fight week for Saunders. 30-0 with 14 knockouts from the standpoint of trying to figure out exactly where his mind is just days out from facing Canelo Alvarez, who's 55-1 with 37 knockouts. Of course, his only loss coming to Floyd Mayweather Jr. When he was a young fighter, and the biggest fight of the British Southpaw's career inside AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. If this is your first rodeo with Saunders, things might be a bit chaotic and teetering towards the 31-year-old faltering off the edge, yet leaving fans, critics, and opponents alike wondering whether he's merely crazy or instead crazy like a fox. Has long been part of the mental strategy that has made Saunders anything but an easy out since turning pro in 2009. This guy is a guy with antics similar to a Tyson Fury. Get him, Saunders. No actual women. Floyd is a piece of garbage. Both those guys are garbage. Oh, by female you mean Jake? Billy, would you tell him that to his face? Now, I agree. Hey, you know, I would say the same thing to Greg Hardy over there in the UFC. You can't beat on women. I don't care who you are. Saunders made waves on Tuesday when he no-showed a press event that was supposed to have marked the first time he and Alvarez, the pound-for-pound king and reigning WBC and WBA champion, would have faced off for cameras. He proceeded to campaign on social media after his team got into a screaming match with Alvarez's in the hotel lobby, that he would pull out of the fight if Alvarez didn't agree to switch to a larger ring ahead of Saturday. You got the boxer and the puncher here. And a veteran move from Billy Joe Saunders, but he needs to realize Canelo's the A side. Sam 302, female empowerment. I would call it, I would, sad if you wouldn't call out a woman beater. All right, anyways, moving on. The intimidation in the sport goes a long way, and control. There will be no controlling me through the media, Saunders said. There will be none of this turning up and doing what he wants because he's the star of the show. I don't give a shit. If he's the star of the show, he may be the star of the show on paper, but trust me, it will not be a work in his own way. He will have a very, very big shock. Incredibly enough, the power play worked as Alvarez, who claimed the size of the ring doesn't matter, gave in to the request. I'm just seeing this, guys. This is huge. Billy Joe Saunders got Canelo Alvarez to change the size of the ring by not showing up for the press conference. This is a veteran move. This very rarely works, especially with the fight being so close. I am very surprised by this. Not only would a bigger ring allow Saunders deceptive and awkward boxing strategies, His best chance to succeed. The fact that he completed a power play against the sport's biggest star may or may not go down as a huge victory for Saunders in terms of the mental game. It's a victory, whether he wins or not. That is a victory. That is a mental victory. I have planned this out of my head, and I have been dreaming this since I was a little boy fighting in the front room. I've dreamed of this since I have been fighting since 5 or 6 years old, Saunders said. This will be the biggest upset in boxing history, I believe, and certainly for the last 20 years. I don't think it would be the biggest upset in boxing history. But it would be a pretty big upset. I believe what is meant to be will never pass you in life. What is meant to be is always meant to be. If I am meant to walk out there and get struck by lightning, it is meant to be. I believe beating Alvarez is meant to be, but what comes with that meant to be is a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work, and a lot of dedication. Well, I don't think we need to read the entire thing, but if you guys want to read it, it's Google CBS Boxing, Canelo Alvarez, Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe's a live dog and he has confidence. That's what you need out of that. Buster Douglas says hi, right? Well, yeah, even by the odds, I don't believe he is that big of a favorite. I know I looked at the odds at one point. I mean, Canelo is a big favorite. Don't get me wrong. He's definitely the favorite. That's not really close. Canelo Alvarez is a minus 770. Billy Joe Saunders is a plus 450. So I think the odds have moved a little more in favor of Alvarez. I thought last time I thought Billy Joe Saunders was a plus 3 something, and Alvarez was a minus high 5 or low 6. I could be misremembering though. Never been a fan of Conor, and we all know what John Jones is. He ran away from the accident. He is soft as butter. Yep, everyone has mistakes. Difference between us, Gregor, Jones, Mayweather's mistakes are public. Ours are not. Mine are public, unfortunately. You can look them up. All right, Kayla Harrison, the PFL 155-pound champion, the two-time women's judo gold medalist, and one of the greatest female athletes already in the history of combat sports, about to jump in there. And guys, I will tell you, her opponent, Mariana Moraes, she could give a shit less about any of that. She's a fighter. She's in this tournament. She came to win. She doesn't care who Kayla Harrison is. Well, I'm sure I've made a few mistakes right here on this broadcast and said some things I would probably reword. So, yeah, none of us are perfect. But there she is, Mariana Moraes, warming up in the background. Will she pull off the upset of the tournament, and maybe the biggest upset in the history of women's MMA and possibly combat sports against Kayla Harrison, or will Kayla Harrison continue to dominate on her way to a second PFL tournament championship? This announced team is solid. Yep, Randy Couture, Kenny Florian, and the play-by-play guy is okay. Sean O'Connell, he actually fought in the first season. He won the first season at heavyweight. Won the $1 million. And then got assigned to the broadcast team. I don't know what it is about Kayla Harrison. I mean, there is an attractiveness, I guess, that you could take out of her, but She looks like she comes out of, like a movie or a magazine, but in the 1970s. I mean, I'm not sure where she gets that look from. Maybe it's the way she's built and the way she carries herself. But I feel like I'm watching 1970s TV right now. Anybody taking Moraine Morais in this one? I don't believe so. I don't believe so at all. But I do want to know who you guys are taking in the Bellator card tomorrow, guys. Let's bring that up again real quick here. Because I just want to get your guys' takes on what will happen in each of these matches before this fight starts. Showing our dogs, that husky, a beautiful dog. I've always wanted one. They shed so much, though. Nope. Yeah, too much shedding. I'll visit my neighbor's husky or something. I don't want all that hair in my carpet. All right, guys, let's look real quick again at tomorrow's Bellator card. Like I said, this is an amazing fight weekend. We're going to have 4 streams and 3 nights. And I may not have a voice by the end of it, but Michael Venom Page taking on Derek Anderson. Derek Anderson is a veteran at 17-3. I miss my Husky Timberwolf. Is she related to Marlon Moraes? Probably not. I don't think so. I think Moraes is a really... I think Moraes is a really common name. Almost like a Smith in Brazil, but I'm not sure. Possibly. But Michael Venom Page, like I've said before, one of the most prolific strikers in the game, taking on Derek Anderson. You're going to have to go to my video on this event. Just a little over 6 minutes to get my picks. But, guys, I need the watch time. I need the views on that video. It's sucking. Nuke, I bet it was an awesome pup. I bet so. She is kind of pretty, but damn, she is muscular. Right, Josiah? Yeah, a little too muscular generally for my taste. But, yeah, Michael Venom Page versus Derek Anderson. I think most people expect Page to walk away with that one pretty good. But anytime you get to see Patricky Pitbull fight against Peter Queally, that's a good one. Anybody have any upsets in this one? Anthony Johnson taking on a Jose Augusto. Augusto fought his way into this tournament. He was an alternate. Of course, Yoel Romero failed the physicals. So he'll be fighting for Bellator at another time. And as Scott Coker said, he'll be fighting Anthony Rumble Johnson at a time in the future. But a lot to watch from Anthony Rumble Johnson after such a long layoff. Sergio main event going for a belt. Can he handle the pressure? Yes, Sergio Pettis versus Juan Archuleta. That is a very, very good matchup. Lorenz Larkin should be on main card too. Boo. Oh, Lorenz Larkin versus Rafael Carrejao. I mean, that's the former champion. That's on the prelims, man. They should have just made the main card one fight longer. Henry Corrales versus Johnny Campbell, also on the prelims. And a good prospect, Logan Storley, taking on Omar Hussein, also on the prelims. So some good fights even on the prelims. Remember, tomorrow, Bellator, it's going to be on Showtime. I think they still have a deal going on over there. You can get 30-day free trial and then your first 6 months for $30. $5 a month, guys. Kayla Harrison, undefeated at 8-0. 6 wins by stoppage. She's going to need a stoppage in less than 54 seconds to go into first place on the leaderboard, though, guys. And only 4 women will make the playoffs. Your defending PFL champion, 2-time judo gold medalist, Kayla Harrison. My mom's friend when I was growing up, bred Husky Wolf Hybrid for the movies. Oh, that's awesome. For dogs who are in the movies. Call of the Wild, and also Snow Dogs. Oh, I remember my kids loved Snow Dogs at the time, man. And of course, Call of the Wild's a classic. Kayla looks focused and ready. Yes, she does. She's big, but I would sacrifice for the genes. Right, Mac 209? Always wanted a half wolf dog. Quealy's been around for a while. Came from Bama in the Irish-Scottish underground fights. Has a chance against Patricky. Well, thank you, Adam from Allen. I didn't know who he was, so I appreciate the knowledge there. Kayla Harrison, 5 years older at 30 years old, 4 inches taller at 5'8", but the reach would be exactly even at 66 inches. Kayla will have a 4-inch leg reach advantage at 41 inches. Another fast fight on the way, Snooka-Cola. Mayweather left Paul with a black eye and chipped tooth. Oh my goodness. Not a great chance. My mom's friend was chained himself and burned alive in a VW. But holy crap. Couldn't take my shirt off around a girl more muscular than me, right, man? All right, guys. First fighting out of the blue corner. 16-10 as a professional with 4 knockouts and 8 submissions. She is a plus 850 underdog representing the country of Brazil, Mariana Moraes. Now look, Mariana's got more finishes in her career than Kayla has fights. Don't sleep on the fact that she has over 3 times as many fights. All right, guys, 2019's PFL Women's Lightweight Champion, a minus 2,000 favorite, 8-0 as a professional, the 2-time U.S. Judo gold medalist, Kayla Harrison. Referee in charge of this one will be Gary Copeland. That ref is an odd-looking fella. Yeah, I was thinking he kind of looks like the Cobra Kai teacher. The bad one. The evil one. Nice straight right from Harrison. Immediately clinches. And here comes the knees. Knees. Harrison, she's wanted a knockout. She actually got upset when she didn't get a finish in a fight. She even gets a finish, I think, when she gets a submission. She wants to make sure her striking's on point, too. Nice left hand there, but the only thing she needs to worry about now is getting this fight finished in the next 15 seconds, and I don't think it's going to happen. And there's the throw. She's got about 8 seconds left to go into first place. And she is inside control. Oh, and she's got full mount. It might not be 54 seconds, but it could be very quick. Look at these right hands coming down. Oh, and Mariana Moraes covering up, and Harrison with the back, and she is playing the drums on the head of Mariana Moraes. Oh my goodness, these are brutal strikes. Kayla Harrison is pissed. It is over the quick 6. Kayla Harrison making quick work of Mariana Moraes. And no excitement, no celebration from Kayla Harrison, but she looks like she's ready to get in there and fight again. Another statement made. Room 90 seconds, though. Yeah, that was very quickly. Oh, yeah, our judo's magnificent, Bill. Cope one is juiced. Well, I mean, they don't test referees, I don't believe. So, I was 2 years old. Our wolf hybrid German Shepherd carried me by my skull like a bowling ball. Oh, Jesus, that does not sound good. These 2 women are in great shape. Ouch. Judo is so good. Dad busted metal broom across dog's back. Didn't let go till Dad then slammed an old school metal igloo ice chest across dog's back. Damn. Damn. You like Almond Joys? Ordinary Pete? She went Lars Ulrich on her head. Yeah, there you go. I was thinking the Beatles' Helter Skelter song, actually. I don't think Lars could move that fast. Kayla looks like it's a 3-fight night like old school days. Oh, man, I wish... that's something that would make PFL better, is if they fought, several times in a night. We had some very, very tired fighters back in those days, too, though. And I have a feeling we would have even longer matches now because people have much better defenses. Going to be fun when Carissa Shields gets into the next tournament. Hell yeah, it is, man. Lars moves faster than Ringo any day. Yeah, I guess you're probably right. Tourney nights were so fun. Damn, Robert. Yeah. Yeah, it was. But yeah, that was even in slow-mo, Kayla Harrison. I mean, and then just the replay, just look at those shots. I mean, damn. Look when she gets up. Here's the throw. She goes for the Agoshi. She turns her one way. She can't get it. So she gets the outside reap. That was a nice Osoto Gari. And the beautiful things about her throws, and a lot of judo practitioners, Rhonda used to do this, is a lot of the throws get you straight into side control. From there, she was easily able to get into mount. By the way, Mike, not saying Lars is better, just talking about speed metal. Oh, I hear you, Pete. I like Lars, though. That was a total mismatch, says John. So haven't been right in the head since 2 years old. Oh, that's funny, Robert. Me either, man. And you see the Cageonomics, 28 out of 36 strikes landed for Kayla Harrison. And she did not take one strike from Mariana Moraes. 0 for 2. For Moraes. 0 strikes landed, 0 takedowns. Complete domination. Randy Rhodes or Dimebag Darrell? I like them both. I would go with Randy Rhodes, I think. But that might be a nostalgia thing. I don't know. Finally saw the movie Deer Hunter yesterday, and wow, it's hard to watch. Never heard of it. Billy, damn. Yeah, hard to watch, but gotta watch once, Randy. Dime melts Randy's face, is Greg Brimstone. Minute 23 seconds. That's going to be good enough to put Kayla Harrison in second place on the leaderboard. Larissa Pacheco earlier finishing her fight in under a minute. And there warming up in the back is the former UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Fabricio Werdum. He is entering his mid-40s, though. Does he still have it? Randy Rhodes better than Dusty Rhodes. I would hope so at drumming. And you see on here, even though Taylor Guerrero got a win tonight, if the playoffs were to start tonight, not even all the winners would make the playoffs. So there you go. It's going to be a tough season. So I'll picture Kayla and Amanda together, possibly training. I believe they have trained together. I made the mistake of taking an American bulldog on a walk at 10 years old. Got dragged across the pavement. Once the dog decided to run, neighbors had a good laugh, though. Damn. That's a tough way to learn. Will Verdum's chin hold up? That's a good question, Billy. And breaking again, guys. Sad to report Texas linebacker Jake Ellinger has been found dead at just 20 years old. Thoughts and prayers to his family. Rest in peace, Jake Ellinger. Very, very, very sad. Ordinary Pete, hope not. All right, guys, and it looks like Kayla Harrison going to have some time on the mic before Fabricio comes down. Ordinary Pete says, hate for Doom. Well, I liked him a little better when he hit Colby with that boomerang. But, you know I'm not a Colby fan. I'm pretty sure you are. So, we just went over the Bellator card a little bit. While we're waiting for the main, let's go over the UFC card real quick. Give me your guys' thoughts on some of these fights and give me some predictions, guys, on who you think will win, especially upsets. Prelims, just a couple cards. Not a Colby fan. So, I thought you were, Pete. Sorry. Would Canelo right now beat Prime Mayweather? Probably not. Size is a big thing, though. He'd beat him now. I think he'd beat him now. All right. Ryan Benoit taking on Zaruk Adashev. Ludwig Klein taking on Michael Trezano. We haven't seen him in a while. From the last season, I think it was the last season of The Ultimate Fighter. Him, Luis Pena, a couple other guys in there. Philip Hawes versus Kyle Dawkins. That should be a good middleweight bout. But this is your crown jewel for the prelims. PFL heavyweight champion. He won the last PFL heavyweight tournament. Felipe Lenz taking on Big Ben Rothwell in the prelims. That should be a good fight. I think Felipe Lenz has a really good shot of upsetting Big Ben if he is the underdog even. Most of the time, except when he pushed the C19 jab. Amanda Ribas, this one got added versus Angela Hill. That's going to be a good fight. Diego Ferreira versus Gregor Gillespie. And Neil Magny versus Jeff Neal. Both of those fights, guys, could be main events on any fight night card, and I wouldn't complain. Maurice Green versus Marcos Rogerio de Lima. Let me know who you guys think will win some of these. What maybe fight of the night will be. Hawes versus Dawkins will be fire. I think so too, Mac 209. I caught that one coming in too. Canelo could beat Floyd in his prime. Couldn't beat Floyd in his prime. Floyd's defense was excellent. I don't think he probably could either. But like I said, if somebody has a chance, I think it would be somebody out really much bigger. Because Floyd was just so damn good. Donald Cerrone, Diego Sanchez is out. Alex Morono is in. Still a respectable opponent, even though it's on late notice. Anybody think Alex Morono will still take the win over Donald Cerrone? Nobody can beat Floyd. I hate the dude. Hey, I spent most of my 20s and 30s, it seems like, rooting for every fighter that was going against Mayweather, Pete. And then Michelle Watterson taking on Marina Rodriguez in the main event. Guys, of course, Dillashaw versus Sandhagen fell out early, and then Sanchez versus Cerrone probably would have been the new main event, but there was a late notice. Michelle Watterson said they've gotten some undisclosed financial compensation for jumping up to a five-rounder. Marina Rodriguez got a new contract, so congrats to Marina Rodriguez. Dana said she got a new contract for stepping up to the plate. Mac 209, I got Marina. It's already over, man. I hate having to go for Oscar. I hated having to go for Oscar De La Hoya first and last time. I hear you, man. Well, Floyd was fighting. It wasn't so much that I hated Floyd, but I did begin to root against him because he was beating all my favorite fighters. I was a huge Zab Judah fan. And if you go back and watch that fight, that was one. He gave Floyd one of the best fights ever. And I think if he would have been able to keep it together mentally, he might have had a good chance at being the only guy to defeat Floyd. And then, of course, he just tore up Arturo Gatti. I mean, Gatti was never in that fight. Waterson has always been just outside getting a title shot. I loved Zab. Me too, Pete. Phil Hans versus Yoquan Buckley would be a damn good fight. Who would you pick, Mike? I believe someone will go to sleep in that fight. I think I'd lean towards Buckley, but yeah, that would be a good fight, man. There's so many good fighters now that the UFC barely needs a good matchmaker. They just need somebody competent. And maybe the most important part of it right now is, making sure that these fighters are willing to fight each other and that they're happy with their compensation, with everything else. And for a long time, I've been saying UFC fighters are not fairly compensated. And for those that are interested, it sounds like we are going to do a special on Diego Sanchez and what's going on with him, his battle with the UFC. His coach saying some things to the UFC that pushed it the wrong way, but Diego Sanchez did not say any of those things. His coach said those things. So, I mean, keep that in mind. I keep that in mind. We will have a live special probably sometime next week. It looks like UFC, a runner-up from Season 2. Luke Kumo will probably be in there. He's volunteered to be on the show with me. I have reached out directly to Diego Sanchez. I don't have his phone number or anything, guys. I'm not that connected. Or his manager or anybody, but anybody that knows anybody in that camp that could put a bug in Diego Sanchez's ear, I would love to hear him speak more and more of his side of the story. And his coach. I know I've been critical of him, and everybody has, Justin Fabia, but let's give the guy a chance. I do believe that he was not treated fairly by the UFC. Like to watch Floyd serve Paul up. The UFC is always giving Waterson an opportunity, right? Diego was one of my faves for years. Me too, man. Hell yeah. Take my money. I would buy the pay-per-view quick. Says Josiah. But dude went cray. Get him, Mike. Cowboy versus Sanchez would have been outstanding last fight. Absolutely. Hey, Mike, who you think Nick Diaz should fight? We've talked about that on here, but let's go through some names. Let me read these next couple comments, and we'll go through some names. Waterson is the gatekeeper of the division. She is such a talented fighter, just can't reach the top of the mountain. I think a lot of that, and I think you've touched upon this too, Billy, is that she's in the wrong weight class. She's really a 105-pounder, and Invicta had an atom weight class. The UFC does not. UFC, in my opinion, should give Diego a second chance. He's done a lot. Hell yeah, they should. All right, guys. Fabricio Werdum versus Renan Ferreira. And just real quick, I think Nick Diaz should fight Carlos Condit, Donald Cerrone, one of those guys around his age, especially since he's been off for so long. He's 37 years old, guys. I know people have thrown names out there. Guys like Jorge Masvidal, guys like even Conor. He's not in shape for that, guys. You can't go away from the sport for 5 years and just walk back in there like you never left. Renan Ferreira, all 6 wins by stoppage, 3 in the first round. Bill, we talked about will Fabricio's chin stand up? It better. UFC should definitely give Diego a second chance. Just in that. Paul Daly too. Ooh, I like that. Nick Diaz versus Paul Daly too. Paulo Costa needs a fight soon. Oh, that would be such a mismatch. I don't even know if the commissions would sanction it at this point, Jonk. I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who may have pounded Diego Sanchez's mom's sister's cousin. Comedic genius in the house. What's up, my brother? If you could talk to that guy and have him talk to my guy that knows another guy that knows me, I would appreciate it. Fabricio Werdum, former UFC heavyweight champion, 12-6 in the UFC. A lot of those losses, of course, towards the end of his career. It's a lot of fighters who the UFC treated badly. Tony Ferguson is one of them. You're right, man. He would need a warm-up fight. Yeah, and Randy Couture talked about that a lot when he was here on the show. Trying to get a fighters union, different things. He would need a warm-up fight. Absolutely. Comedic in the house. Boom, says Billy. Didn't cost a back out a Whitaker fight. I think he had an injury. Waterson has been in high-profile fights, but comes up short. She did beat Paige Van Zandt. All right. Fabricio Werdum, 12 years older at 43. Fahea, 4 inches taller at 6'8". Both men weighing at 250 pounds. Fahea is going to have a 7-inch reach advantage. Jesus. And a 4.5-inch leg reach advantage. Hannah Fahea is a monster. And like I said earlier, all of his wins are by knockout, half of them in the first round. Werdum, his chin had better stand up tonight. Oh, Nick definitely does look like he's in shape. I agree, Kyle. Think Cerrone spends more money than he has. I could be wrong, but he's always buying off-road toys and owns a huge ranch. Ton of post-fight bonuses, though, so I hope he's not broke. I don't think he is. All right, guys, fighting on the blue corner with a record of 6 wins to 2 losses. 5 knockouts and 1 submission. He is a plus 210 underdog representing the country of Brazil. Hannah Fahea. And out of the red corner, he has a mixed martial arts record of 24 wins to 9 losses, with 6 knockouts and 12 submissions over some of the greatest heavyweights to ever step in the cage. He is a minus 286 favorite. Presenting the former UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Fabricio Werdum. Gary Copeland going to be the referee. That's not Gary Copeland, that's Keith Peterson. So they got it wrong on the print there, but I'd recognize Keith Peterson in any bar. Oh, flying knee attempt out of the gate from Fahea. Werdum immediately going for the takedown. These boys are wasting no time, and Werdum immediately getting the single leg, and now Fahea is underneath a jiu-jitsu monster. Wow, what a crazy start to that. Damn. Somebody left their stuntman. Damn, and Fahea trying to get to his feet here. Yes, Fahea is a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but there are different levels even at black belts in jiu-jitsu, and Fabricio Werdum's jiu-jitsu is top of the food chain. Comedic, eat. Mikey, let me be your awareness coach. Oh, Jesus. Tony versus Nick? Not yet. Sure, Comedic. All right, and Fabricio going to side control. Oh, if you'd went the other way, he could have gotten the back. Looks like has he got mount here? It's hard to see from the camera angle. He's either got mount, I think he's got half guard. I think he's in Fahea's half guard. Werdum has Fahea in his world, says Billy. Hell yeah, he does. Oh, Fahea looking to switch up, and he does, and Fahea's on top. Oh, but he goes right into a triangle. You can't just sloppily transition inside the jiu-jitsu of Fabricio Werdum. He's got an arm also. He might break it. He's got the triangle choke and the arm bar. Fahea doing everything he can to land shots against Fahea, or against Werdum, excuse me. And he's out. And he's out, and Fahea has the back of Werdum. And what an exciting first half of the first round. And now Fahea with the back landing. Half this on Werdum. And it's all over. Oh my goodness. Hanan Fahea turns it around, pulls off the upset for the quick 6. That was a wild fight. Wow. Fabricio Werdum had the armbar and the triangle he was working on at the same time. Fahea did not give up, continued to land a hammer fist. That was the only thing wrong with Verdum's position, was he was in a position he could keep getting hit. Fahea transitions, turns Werdum over, and lands brutal shots to make Keith Peterson stop this fight. Wow. Nick versus, not in my mind, Torrin Brown. I don't think Nick versus Jorge Masvidal makes sense. I get that it makes sense as far as the storyline, but Nick Diaz is not at that level right now, dude. Jorge Masvidal would eat him up. I'll let that one go on a little too long. Great fight, Smack. Every big PFL signing this season has lost their debut on the upset. Yeah. Except for Rory McDonald. Rory McDonald won. What's up, Snake Plissken in the house? I'm very pleased. Billy with the spoiler. Me too, it's Snake Plissken. That's it. What's up, Snake? Wow. Yes, 22 in here watching. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to tell your friend to subscribe, your dog to subscribe, your grandma to subscribe, your wife, your mistress, and her sister. We need those subscribers, guys. But on a huge fight weekend, like I mentioned earlier, tomorrow, big Bellator card, guys. And don't go anywhere, because we're going to go over this amazing weekend. Again, get your guys' thoughts. And open up the phone lines to callers. Guys, it can be listeners on the loose. We can come in and talk about what you guys want to talk about. But I'm going to put up the call-in number right now, guys. 425-791-8730 is the number to call in. What about our cousins? Have them sign up twice. Unless they're a kissing cousin, then I don't want to hear about it. But still have them subscribe. Just don't tell me about the kissing part. Fahea hits hard. He defended the choke by using his strikes. Comedic genius, call in. Comedic. Everybody rally for comedic genius to call in. We need you, comedic. If you think Jorge would have put a beating on Nick, what do you think Tony Ferguson would do to him? Dude, I don't like either of those fights for Nick. He's been gone for 5 years. I don't care who you are. Nick wasn't champion when he left. I mean, I know we all love the legend of Nick Diaz and the wars and things he was in. I think there is a huge tendency to dramatically overrate not just his legacy, though, but his ability to come in and be a contender after 5 years away from the cage. It's just not going to happen. Mike Fahea tap. That's why Werdum like, whoa, wow, really? I missed that. Let's go back. Are they watching a replay? Wow, Cowboy would have been perfect for Nick. Absolutely. We have a problem, PFL. Oh, damn. Wow. So wow, yeah, we got big trouble here, guys. When a fighter taps, yeah, you think the fight's over. Keith Peterson, no stranger to controversy either. All right, and we got a call in here. You're on Fights with Friends. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, this is PBR Street Gang.
What's up, PBR Street Gang? How's it going, man?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. What do we want to talk about?
I got a couple of questions for you.
Sure.
Okay, I was trying to think of some good questions. One, what fight, no matter how many times you see it, do you still like it the best? Not what do you think is the best fight, but what fight do you think, like, technically, viewing-wise, and just sheer enjoyment-wise, no matter how many times you see it, you enjoy it for multiple reasons. The technical part of it and also the spectacle part of it.
Oh.
And two, what fighter do you think has the best nickname? For me, it's Bobby Knuckles, even though that's an unofficial nickname. I think what's his real nickname? His like official nickname?
The Reaper.
The Reaper. That's right. I know Anik was like up to like offering him money to change it over to Bobby Knuckles because he was the one who coined Bobby Knuckles. But
that's hilarious.
But for me, Bobby Knuckles. And last question. I'm trying to remember a fight. And for the life of me, I can't remember either of the two guys' names. It was a fight from back in the day, and it was two white guys. One of them, I can't remember if it's a punch or a kick, but he kicks the guy in the chest, like breaks his ribs. And the guy who gets that has gotten his ribs broken, he's like falling back and down. And as the guy is coming in to finish him off, as he's going down, he knocks him out. And for the life of me, I can't remember what fight that is.
That sounds great. I can't think of what fight that would be either.
But it was like from back in the day, like Rich Franklin, Anderson Silva time frame, kind of, I'm thinking. But I caught the tail end of UFC, like, you know how they put on every now and then top knockouts of whatever year.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, that one popped into my head like, oh my God, I haven't thought of that fight in like over a decade. That was a hell of a knockout. And I can't remember either of the two guys' name, but the guy gets punched or kicked in the ribs, and he gets his ribs broke, a rib or multiple ribs broken. And as he's falling down, guy comes in to finish him off, and he knocks out the guy who broke his ribs.
Huh.
I can't remember that fight.
We're about to show the tap again, says Billy. Yeah, that's really interesting.
That was crazy. I thought for sure Werdum was going to get a double.
Snake says Terry a team. Oh, and they're interviewing for Werdum right now. I'm going to put this on in the background so I can hear that at the time. But favorite fights of all time, I'd have to break it up at a finish and a war.
For me, the fight, no matter how many times I watch it, I hella enjoy it. One, because of the being such a spectacle, and two, there was the guys who were just putting their heart into it, and that's the The one where both of the guys got, both of the fighters got the contracts. Stefan Bonner.
Oh, Bonner and Griffin, yeah.
Yeah. No matter how many times, it's like Ghostbusters or either any of the first Star Wars. No matter how many times you see it, you still want to sit down and watch it.
Oh, and the chat is saying that fight you're talking about is Drago Cell versus Scott Smith. That sounds familiar.
Cell and Scott Smith. That's it. Yeah. I'm going to have to pull that one up now that I can remember.
Good job, community.
But anyway, those were my questions that I just wanted to throw out there and get your feedback on and see what people were saying in chat. And it's a great week for fights. Looking forward to listening to you, Anna, and enjoying your breakdown of all the upcoming fights. Keep it up, brother.
All right, thank you. What was the second question again?
Best nickname. For me, it's Bobby Knuckles, even though that's not an official nickname.
Best nickname. That's funny because if you're looking for non-official, mine would be his actual nickname, the Grim Reaper. So
you like the Grim Reaper?
I like. It's kind of generic, but I don't know. Nothing else really comes to mind unless you're looking for something like funny, I guess.
Well, I actually think that now that I wanted to talk about it, the guy's name just fell out of my head. Who was the one? It was the Polish murderer or the Mongolian murderer or something like that. I was like, hell of a nickname. It really fits, but they're not ever going to let him keep it.
Oh, Billy Hughes, Iceman was pretty good.
Yeah, Iceman was good.
Iceman was pretty good. That is true, but. Memorable fights. I would have to say. I mean, if I can only pick one for finishes, it's Tank Abbott when he hits that guy. I can't remember who it was, but he hits him and his head just like completely caves over, and the guy falls into the fence.
Right.
And then for finishes, and then you're talking about a war. It's going to be Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor too. That's probably my favorite fight.
Man, the first one was pretty spectacular. I mean, there's only after. Well, here's another good question. Post-fight interview or post-fight comment. It's got to be two. For me, Derek Lewis when he says my balls were hot, Joe, and Nate Diaz when he was like, "I'm not surprised, motherfuckers."
Yeah.
Damn.
That became comments. The biggest. Both of them became huge memes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean. This is the best after-fight, unscripted comments of all time, I think. When Derek Lewis said that, I just literally, my drink came out my nose. I was laughing so fucking hard.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. I wonder if he could be a comedian because, I mean, there's guys that can be funny if you sit them around for a while, and then there's guys that are just really quick-witty, and you give them something, and they just come right back with something. And there's only so many.
He has ungodly number of Twitter followers, right?
I think I know he has 700 and some thousand Twitter followers. I think Instagram is much more because he puts up a lot of those.
Is that what it is? Yeah,
fight videos, and then he sells the shirt. He okay? I think it says he okay.
Right.
Which I've been meaning to buy. I'm gonna have to get that shirt because I think it's hilarious. But.
Anyway, again, really looking forward to your breakdown of the fights, and take it easy, brother.
Hey, thanks for calling in, PBR Street Gang, everybody.
Bye-bye.
All right, good stuff there. What the hell? That was total BS. I hope that they can review this. And I don't know if the commission's even going to allow it to be overturned. But this is horrible. I mean, this is a nightmare if you're PFL. Of course, if you're Fabricio Werdum, I mean, as much as he's accomplished in his career, 43 years old, signs with a new organization, gets the finish in the first damn round. He's got the triangle choke and the armbar. Nice enough to let go of the submission when he feels the tap. The guy's like, I don't care about no tap, keeps hitting him. And then the fight ends up stopping. It's like, wow. Andre touchy-feely, says Sam302. All right, let's watch. The replay here. I'm trying to see the tap. He's choking. He slaps him on the back there. Then he lands a punch. I think there's a better video of that. Showing tap again now. Yeah, Ally Quinta, are you booing me? Should have been a meme. I don't see how Tony Ferguson, where you at, McNuggets, hasn't become a meme. Yeah, I don't know. There's certain ones. Yeah, Robert Huerta and Leonard Garcia was a war. Every fight Leonard Garcia was in was a war. I mean, that guy is not appreciated enough. Okay, let's see it from a different angle. Yeah, he slaps the little tap. Werdum lets go the choke. It's not a real enunciated tap, and honestly, I could see how Keith Peterson could miss it. Anderson Silva versus Forrest Griffin was my favorite fight. Oh, dude, Anderson Silva was just in another universe during that fight. That was such a crazy fight. Is what it is. Decision will stand. Werdum has to win next fight. Simple as that. Well, only 4 guys are going to get into the playoffs, or 4 fighters, so most likely he's going to need a first-round finish. And we just got to hope to see that rematch in the playoffs, because you know Verdum's going to go in with some fire to that one. But yeah, like I said, guys, Bellator... Big card for Bellator tomorrow at 6 a.m. If you want to help out the channel and you want to watch a new channel, guys, if you guys could all watch when you see it come up, I just want to do an experiment. I want to see if we can get this video to pop. I have my Bellator preview scheduled for 6 a.m., 9 a.m. Pacific. It's under 10 minutes. I know that. I can look on here and I'll tell you guys. It's 7 minutes and 29 seconds. It drops at 6 a.m. tomorrow. My PFL video today, this preview video, I think really hurt me because it only got 34 views. It's probably because of when I scheduled it. But I would really, really appreciate that if you could watch that video, share it when it comes out at 6 a.m., and hopefully that'll help get some people to the stream tomorrow as well. Derek Lewis versus Nagano, his best UFC fight ever. Oh my goodness. Mac Divator, Mace Divator. I've never tried Discord. I've never had someone call in. I have to get that figured out this week. And I apologize. I will. Michael Johnson versus Justin G was good. It was very good. I'm so mad at Werdum fight. Yeah, Leonard Garcia versus Korean Zombie was very good. You could call in on Skype. So I will just, I'll put my Skype here in the chat if anybody's interested. Yeah, if you click that, it'll say Michael Benedict invited you to chat on Skype. Anybody who clicks that. So if you'd rather Skype in. Skype is just Michael Benedict. Guys, the next PFL, June 10th. Thursday, June 10th, Clarissa Shields will be fighting. June 17th, Anthony Pettis will be back. And here we go, Vitor. We got Vitor calling in. Hello, who am I speaking to? Is Vitor? Let me see if I can... Make sure I can hear you here. Can you guys hear anything? I do not hear. I apologize. I'm not sure why, but I do not hear you. Well, shit. Says my microphone's working, so I don't know if you can hear me. Don't have to call the person on Skype. Don't you have to call the person on Skype? I know I did on Facebook Messenger. Let me try that. I'm gonna call you back. Sorry, I don't mean to hang up on you, but I'm gonna call you back, Vitor. I said I can hear you. All right. I'm calling you now. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully that'll do it. Hello, Vitor. Can you hear me? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Sorry, guys. Talk to your fine asses tomorrow night. All right, we'll see you, Robert. Good luck on your trip, Robert. Yeah, good luck on your trip, man. Sorry about that, Vitor. Let me see if I can find something in my... settings. No, the headphones are hooked up to my TV. So that was a good guess, though. I don't understand because I heard we could all hear the Skype. You guys heard the Skype noise, right? Hey, Vitor, I'll figure this out. All right. Yeah, after we're done here, Vitor, let me give you a call and see if it plays when we're not streaming. Because yeah, I'm not figuring it out. I'm not understanding why. Huh. Anyways, I don't want to waste everybody's time going through the audio here. Sorry about that, guys. All right, I have a lot of work to do tomorrow to get work at my business, my other job, my other business, and then to get back here for Bellator. But thanks for joining us tonight, guys. Great night of PFL. As always, I love you. I respect you. And I'll see your fine asses later.